Dr. Turner is an assistant professor in the Department of Clinical Research and Leadership at the George Washington University School of Medicine and Health. And we thank you so much, Dr. Turner. Appreciate you joining us today. How are you?
Glenn, it is absolutely my pleasure to be here. I've been looking forward to this for a while since you initially contacted me through email. I've been listening to some of your shows and the work that you're familiarizing myself with the work that you do, and I'm really excited to be involved with your project and speaking to your audience, and look forward to having this time together.
Well, that's great, man. We appreciate that. It's very humbling and know that you have some kind things to say about the work we're doing, because there's hopefully one thing it does reveal is that we're committed and serious about bringing good, credible, accurate information to our listeners and empowering our community with it. Dr. Turner, let me, this is a huge topic. I mentioned in my opening about concussions and, the dire straits and all of that stuff. This is a huge, huge topic. And I guess, as they say, you just got to follow the money. And I just think it can only be because this is such a tremendously, lucrative industry when we talk about professional football, that's the only explanation for why this is not more part of our public discourse, right?
I think, yes, it's definitely about money. There's no question about that. But I would be remiss as a sociologist, a medical sociologist, to leave it just about money. If I were doing that, then I would be an economist, right? We were talking about the economic impact. But, we have to understand, and one of the things that I write about in the book that I think is really kind of important is I situate football. I talk about it as an organizational field, right? Especially when we look at the NFL, we look at the NFL, but how far and varied its reach is, and really what I argue is that the NFL reaches all the way down to youth football. So truthfully, if we think about it as one institution, youth football, high school football, college football, and the NFL, then we start to realize the magnitude of that. And so one of the things that I argue is that really football and the NFL is situated in what I call the sports industrial complex. And then if you really want to see how big it is, then you start to think about the cultural industrial complex, because the NFL, more than it is even powerful in terms of the revenues it generates, but think about culturally how important it really is. To get 100 million people or more watching the Super Bowl at any one given time, that means it has a real big impact on how defining and understanding what American culture is all about.
Golly, that's amazing. So you just made reference to, from youth league to high school.